Rap and hip hop is one of the funnest types of music to produce, and since the recording workflow is a little bit different than that of a song with singing in it, naturally the mixing process is going to look a little different. And so I feel like I get to really expand my creativity by trying to mix with different plugins in different ways. However, there are a few different challenges that artists face when mixing rap and hip hop, like trying to get the bass to hit in a song without being too overpowering, or trying to find the right character to add to your vocal with different plugins. And so in today's video, I'm showing you 6 easy tips to mixing rap and hip hop to get your songs to have that modern, hard-hitting sound that you're looking for. And you can try all of these tips and tricks in your session in real time by starting your free trial of iZotope's Music Production Suite Pro membership with access to dozens of mixing plugins to help you mix easier and faster. Starting with tip number 1, avoid audio clipping. The first and easiest way to avoid audio clipping is to make sure your levels are set properly when recording. Me personally, I don't look for any particular decibel level. My sweet spot is typically when the mic is just loud enough to barely dip into the yellow on the meter of the audio interface, but never goes red. If you receive vocals or any other recordings that have been clipped, you can run them through RX Pro for Music's declip in order to repair any clipping that may have occurred. Declip can be extremely useful for reducing distortion in your recordings. So I'll go ahead and record a line here to show you what it looks like when you clip the audio.
Maybe you just married your girlfriend, she named Grace. Maybe you just found love in a hopeless place. Put your drinks in the air if you really love to live. Feeling like you had a bad year, something's gotta give.
I'll go ahead and add RX Pro declip to the top of the vocal chain on the track. I'll click the preset menu and select a preset that I feel fits this vocal the most, which is vocal mic clipping. Make sure the quality of the processing is set to high. You click play and you adjust the threshold as needed. So here is the before.
Maybe you just married your girlfriend, she named Grace. Maybe you just found love in a hopeless place. Maybe you just married your girlfriend, she named Grace. Maybe you just found love in a hopeless place.
Tip number 2 is to get a hard-hitting sound by splitting the bass. So if you want your bass to hit hard and clear, here's a clever trick. Split your bass into 2. So you make a duplicate of your existing bass line, which I did here, and you have this played by a pure sine wave. Then you want to go back to the original bass and shave off the low end. So everything from 60 to 90 hertz down with a high pass filter and an EQ. Now you may be thinking, won't this take away from the character of the bass? But the thing is, subwoofers have a much easier time playing a pure sine wave than playing a signal with a lot of information. So if you can leave the lowest of the low frequencies up to the sine wave, your subs will sound much subbier. And by keeping your original bass to play only the top end, you'll still get all the grit and texture coming through. So first, here is our original bass with the high pass filter applied to cut off the bottom end. Now let's add the sine wave. And you want to make sure you're listening on good headphones or mixing monitors though, so you can fully hear those low frequencies. Parallel compression, also known as New York compression, is the process of adding a compressor to an audio track and then blending the compressed signal back in with the original signal. Parallel compression allows you to get the best of both worlds because you still get that punchy, in-your-face sound that a compressor is known to give while still keeping the transients and dynamics of the original audio. When mixing rap and hip hop, I recommend using parallel compression on drums to make sure that they really pack a punch, but you can also use them on other things like your vocals or any instrument to make them pop in your mix. With Neutron Pro, parallel compression is as easy as sliding a fader because that's literally all you have to do. Just apply compression with one of the 2 compressor modules in Neutron Pro, and then drag this mix slider down for the module to blend back in the original audio. So I'll play this beat and drag the slider up so you can hear the effect applied in real time. On to tip number 4, keep vocals tight with timing and clean reverb. For mixing rap vocals, I like to use Neoverb Pro because it does have a built-in reverb assistant that'll listen to the vocal and then adjust the EQ of the reverb to make sure you get the cleanest possible reverb tone that stays out of the way of your vocal. Here is how it works. For this example, we're going to focus on the vamp of the song, which includes a little bit of singing, common in a lot of rap songs today. There are a lot of moving parts in this section of the song, but we're going to focus on one vocal in particular.
Just bring it home. Just bring it home. Just bring.
So these vocals do sound good together, but as you can tell, there's no space to them. And it also sounds kind of dull and boring. So we're going to go ahead and apply Neoverb. We're going to click on Reverb Assistant. And from here, you can dial in the style, size, and tone of your reverb, and hear the changes applied in real time.
Just bring it home. Just bring it home. Just bring.
Once you click next and let the vocal play, Reverb Assistant will determine a pre and post EQ curve to apply to your vocal that you can then customize to dial in the sound that you're really going for in your vocal. And here is the before and after.
Just bring it home. Just bring it home. Just bring.
Reverb can give a vocal a good sense of space by adding ambience, but make sure you aren't drenching the vocal in it. Otherwise, it will wash it out and make it sound unintelligible. In the end, the vocal is typically the central focus of hip hop and rap tracks, so you want to make sure that the vocal stays clean, clear, and in focus. Tip number 5 is to play with pitch and formant for a unique sound. In Nectar Pro, you have the option of shifting the formant of a vocal, which changes the tonal quality of the voice without affecting its pitch. In this case, I basically duplicated the lead vocal 2 more times, and for the original vocal, I left the formant alone. And then with the first duplicated vocal, I shifted the formant up just ever so slightly. With the second duplicated vocal, I did the same thing, only I shifted it further down to give the song a little bit more spice.
Cause tonight we raise it to the good life. The good nights, bad days in the hood life.
When you apply formant shifting to vocal doubles or vocal throws, it helps them to stay out of the way of the main vocal while still providing the vocal section with more bulk. And lastly, tip number 6 is to delay specific words to fill in the gaps. A nearly unavoidable effect that you'll hear in rap and many other genres is called vocal delay throws. It's the process of repeating very specific words via echo or delay. That's a go-to hit because it's a fairly easy way to fill in gaps between vocal phrases. So I created a duplicate vocal track with only one word on it, and I used Nectar Pro's delay module to add some echoes. When doing this, it's important that you turn the module's mix amount all the way up to 100 so that you don't actually hear the initial word, only the delays. And if you really want to get fancy and add a little bit more texture to your vocals, you can click this to unlink the left and right channels and have them delay at slightly different rates. To take it a step further, I even went ahead and added some saturation, a little bit of EQ, or any other module that Nectar Pro has to really customize the sound of your vocal throws. Nectar Pro is a really powerful tool for processing your vocals, one that allows you to add some unique character and sound to your songs.
Put your drinks in the air if you really love to live. Feeling like you had a bad year, something's gotta give. And I really need you.
And that's it. 6 easy tips for mixing rap and hip hop that will give you heavy hitting vocal focused tracks. If you want some more mixing tips, be sure to check out iZotope's website, and don't forget to start your free trial of iZotope's Music Production Suite Pro membership to get your hands on all of the plugins included in today's video. Thanks again, and stay legendary.